Hello. Oh, my hair's a mess. I should have done something about that. Hi, Cody-san. Hi, Jay. Hi, Cichlids23. Hi, Dr. S. Hi, Dan. Hi, Bob. Hi, Candy. Hi, Lilani. So, there I am, yeah, in all my glory. You want some beef curry? Hi, Jess Shrimp Granny. Hi, Carson. I'm not going to say anything about our hot date tonight, Carson. Hi, Reels. Frank. Coffee, yes. Yeah, it's our secret. It's our little secret, Carson. I'm not going to tell anybody about it. Hi, Haley. Drive careful. Hi, Mark. I think I said hi to Frank. Yeah, drive careful, Haley. I imagine it's still kind of nasty out there. If it's like here it's nasty. The roads were the freeway was closed all day yesterday and last night. Hi, Sharpies, Models, and Aquatics. Aunt Pam. Okay. So there's no topic tonight. You guys got to think of a topic. Oh, what did Jess and Granny do? Oh, you got your Betta tattoo yesterday for your birthday. All right. Very cool. No, we aren't going to talk about ghosts. And it wasn't really talking about ghosts. It was talking about a house that I used to live in, which involved ghosts. But we already talked that all out. We aren't going to do that. You told me to remind you of a story. Chef Carson, yes. Cats are contagious. Ghosts are injuries. Yeah, Sharpie's got injury stories. I've got kind of ghost stories, except they're real. When I think of ghost stories, I think of kids sitting around a fire telling ghost stories, but I was just telling you guys stuff that happened. So, what was I talking about last week? I think it was the mouse. Okay, you're going to turn out the lights. Another mouse story. Yeah, it was. It was because we were talking about cats and mice. Is tell haunted house stories. No, I did that last week. But you see the gray cat there, right there? That is Mario. And this is, oh, you know, I do have a good one about my daughter. Should I tell the kitty and the mouse story first? Or the one about my daughter when she was a freshman and had to take sex education? Hi, Superior Guppy. You guys let me know which one you want to hear. Kitty and the mouse first. And then the daughter. Okay. Okay, so that gray cat, oh, he disappeared. Anyway, that was Mario. When I was living in Livingston, I went into the bathroom and there was a mouse on the floor, like a little mouse, a young mouse. And I could have real easily stomped on it. But it wasn't like a house mouse. It was like a field mouse with the great big ears and stuff, you know. Kind of like Mickey Mouse. It was all cute. So I didn't want to kill it. So I decided that we were going to catch it and release it outside. Yeah, Tom and Jerry story. And the reason I brought up the cat is because I'm sure Mario brought it in. But anyway, I was on the bathroom floor. So I called my daughter. to help me. And we got a kitchen towel to throw over the top of the mouse to catch him. And my bathroom had like a spot for a washer and dryer, but I didn't have one. Instead, I had like a old coffee table with a 40 long tank sitting on it and some goldfish. And then underneath the coffee table was a perfect spot. I had like slide out baskets that I had like towels and our bathroom stuff in, you know, because we didn't have like a big bathroom cupboard. So I had baskets underneath the coffee table with the fish tank. So the mouse, of course, went back behind them. So we had to take out all the baskets. And then we spent like half an hour chasing this mouse down, trying to throw a towel over it. And we finally we caught this mouse. Are you guys bored yet? Oh, I'm sorry, sunshine. Anyway, so we caught this little baby mouse. And we were both like sweaty and everything else from chasing it around. But we got it. So I told Megan to take it and release it outside. So she took it out in the backyard and released it. And the back door had like a cat door on it. So Maury could go in and out as he wanted to. So anyway, so yeah, my daughter released the mouse. And we were in the kitchen. Hi, Ty. And we were talking about, you know, it felt good to catch that little mouse and release it instead of killing it because it was so cute. And I looked over Megan's shoulder, and Mario had just come in the cat door and walked into the kitchen with that little mouse in his mouth. After we had spent so much time catching it, to release it back out into the wild, here he came in the door with the mouse in his mouth. So I looked over her shoulder and I saw him with the mouse. And I yelled, "No!" And he dropped it. And it ran behind the refrigerator. Which that meant that we spent like an hour and a half moving the refrigerator and the stove and chasing down that mouse and catching it again. I mean, seriously, like an hour and a half. We had to pull the refrigerator and stove out away from the wall and chase this mouse all over the place till we finally caught it again. And then I held on to, hi, Fish Nightbot, and Merritt, hi. And anyway, so then I held on to the cat while I told Megan, take it like a block away and release it. So, not that funny, but that was my mouse story. No, I don't have any luck when it comes to mice. Yeah, well, Jeremy, well, we ended up taking it about a block away. What wasn't that it would have come back in the house without Mario's help, but Mario went out and caught it again. Yeah, at least I didn't get naked for this one. The last one I got naked when I was chasing it around. Or not chasing it around, when it ran up the back of my house coat. Hi, Teresa. So that was just not a huge story, but that one was that. Generally, all I see of mice is the heads all lined up in a row on my back doorstep. Yeah. Yeah, Mario's really bad about catching birds. And I've tried to put a collar on him with a bell, but collars don't stay on him because he doesn't have a neck. I am a night owl, yes. What'd you do to you? Oh, that's right. I remember seeing that you'd hurt your hand. Hi, David. Now it's time for the sex ed story. Yeah, last week was my naked mouse story. Oh, it was sad. It was sad. Well, that's what Mario was doing. He brought it home alive and let it loose in the house. Okay, so who wants to hear the story about when Megan was taking sex education? it's going to offend anybody, you should like shut off my stream now. Jumped on top of the stool. I'm not really scared of mice. Yes, are there any minors? Pigeons, doves, and gulls. Yeah, one time Mario brought a robin into the house. And the poor thing was sitting up on top of my curtain rod, just screaming up a storm. It woke me up. And I had to catch it and turn it outside. I know you're a minor, Carson. You should probably leave for this story. Yes, cover your ears. Cover your ears. Secretly hoping Bob is offended. And Carson says something inappropriate. Okay. Yeah, Carson, cover your ears because I'm going to tell this story. Megan was, you know, as a freshman, she had to take sex education unless I signed a release thing saying she didn't have to take it, which I didn't do, so she had to take it. So she kind of dreaded it because they didn't separate out the boys and the girls for the class. They just did it with all the kids in there. So I knew that she, you know, had the class on Monday. So she got home this one Monday, and I asked her how her sex education class went. Yeah, I think she had it like in the 7th grade too, and then she had to do it again when she was 14. Now, see, when I was a kid, sex education consisted of watching a film with all the diseases known to man and saying that if you have sex before you're married, you will go blind. But anyway, so she had the regular sex education class that kids get now. So she came home from school, and I asked her how her class went. And she kind of turned red, and she says, "Oh, God, Mom." And I said, What happened? Yeah, the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. Anyway, I asked her what happened, and she told me. And this started me laughing right off the bat. The teacher had a pop-up sex education book for high school kids. Seriously, a pop-up book. The teacher had a pop-up book. So as soon as Megan told me that, I started laughing. I know, I got her curse. And I was like, what the hell? And I started laughing. I was like, seriously? I asked her, I said, did it have a pop-up penis? And she's like, yes, it did, Mom. And I was like, I was already laughing, and that made me laugh so hard. I was laughing, what the heck? Yeah, I know, what the heck. So anyway, so the teacher had this pop-up sex education book. That's not the best part. What do you think popped up, Haley? All of it popped up. Anyway, so she decided to use her pop-up book to show the kids how to properly put on a condom. So she was using this pop-up penis in the book, and she put the condom on it to show the kids how to put on a condom, right? And by this time, I was just about rolling on the floor laughing. And Megan said, that's not the worst of it, Mom. And I was like, oh, God, what? So then the teacher decided to show them how to remove the condom. And she ripped the penis out of the book. She accidentally ripped it out of the book. Oh, my God. Hi, Alana. So I was like, those poor boys in the class will never want to use a condom for as long as they live. They're scarred forever and ever. Oh. Anyway, so I thought I'd tell you guys that because I thought that was pretty funny. Oh. Megan says she taped it back together, but still. I was dying when she was telling me about it. She said the kids were all horrified and just sat there staring at her. Oh, okay. It's Bobbit, yeah. I don't know if she's watching this or not. I haven't seen her in here, but that doesn't mean she's not watching because she is subscribed to me. I think she's the only one of my kids that ever watches. And I don't know if she watches my live streams or not. I know she watches because she was giving me advice on how to make my videos better. Oh my God, that's funnier than my teacher squeezing the banana. And as she was removing it, the banana splattered everywhere. Was that during a sex education class? Hi, Kevin. That would be pretty funny too and traumatic if she was putting a condom on a banana and she squeezed it. The girls have to use the pickle and try to put it on a pickle. Okay. They used a cucumber when you were in high school. See, we didn't have any of that. Like, say, our sex education was basically watching a film about all syphilis and all the sexually transmitted diseases. And, you know, if you have sex before you're married, you will go blind. So, yep, that was it. That was my sex education when I was a kid. Of course, I'm old, you know. This was a long time ago. Buddy's offended. Buddy needs a cookie after that story. Do you need a cookie? You got to sit up. Come here. Sit down. There you go. Well, drive carefully, Kevin. Hi, Tampa Tom. Okay, so who else has a story? Because it can't be all my stories. Your dad taught you sex ed with a full-on film? I don't want to know what kind of film it was. Mark, are you going to go blind? See, there's a trick to that, Mark. You just have sex until you have to wear glasses, and then you stop. You didn't have sex ed? Yeah, I think I was in the high school before we had it too. Megan had it like in grade school one time, then she had to do it again in high school. You were never here, Tom. I'm sorry. Yeah, better than walking in on your parents. What, buddy? What? You want to be on the camera? Want it to show you, huh? I still have the big shop vac in here. Or do you want a cookie? You want a cookie, don't you? You want a cookie? You want a cookie? Yeah? Okay. Sunshine Aquatics. Oh, you gotta sit. What are you doing? There you go. He wants all the cookies. Yep, he always wants all the cookies. Our sex ed was a childbirth video. Okay. Your oldest called you after this class and said you were crazy. The cookie, yep. I had 2 of my dogs in for arthritis, disc problems, etc. today. I know. It's like, I'm going to have to take Buddy in. If these vitamins, I ordered some vitamins and they should be here pretty soon. And if they don't help him, I'm going to have to take him in and see if there's anything that I can do for him, because he's starting to get arthritis and stuff. It's sad when they get old. It's sad when they start. And the thing is, Buddy doesn't even think, he doesn't realize he's old. He still thinks he's young. But he's having trouble getting up and down now a little bit. Hi, Maple Street. Hi, Brandon. You missed my sex education story, Brandon. I'm sorry. What can I say? Lucky you. Your youngest was telling his teacher how things work. That works. He's such a spoiled dog. What a spoiled dog you are, buddy. Oh, no. Okay, Sunshine. I'm sorry I'm always on so late. It was good to see you in here, though. That's true, Jess. And yeah, I think Buddy's either 10 or 11. I'd have to think about it. I think he's 10. He might be 11. Yeah, bye, Sunshine. Yeah, 13 or 14 is, I think, usually like anywhere between 10 and 12 is normal for a big dog. Next story. Somebody else has to have a story, too. Okay, what I need to do is put the camera on Bob's favorite tank. And I'll think of another story while I'm having a cigarette. There was an 80-year-old man was married to an 18-year-old. He set her down and told her he could only get it up once a month. She told him to go to the doctor and see if he could help him. Yeah, rabbits are bad. Yep, we're going to do a rice fish field trip. Tell an alien story. I don't have any alien stories. Yeah, Sharpie's got some good injury stories. They make me cringe. Oh, you got to go, Bob. Okay. I'm going to move the camera, so Bob's going to have to go for a minute. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. And we'll give the fishies a little bit of food. Hey, fishies. Want some food? There they are, Bob. Oh, you got to go get your son up. Okay, hurry back, Merritt. See, Priscilla came for the rice fish. Yay! Oh, my God, Sharpie, how can you be so accident prone? Hi, Crystal. Bob loves rice fish. Oh, it's just as good as staring at your little revolving circle all night. You know, the little circle of death. I got my cigarettes wet when I spilled coffee. I'll have to let those ones dry. Hi, Dee. You see them more than you see your own fish. You do not. Yeah, we need to totally bubble wrap Sharpie. Oh my God. Was it because of aliens? It must have been. He gets hurt more than anybody. He needs to be like tape, like take duct tape and just tape pool noodles all the way around himself. Okay, do you guys want to hear a story about when we were butchering chickens? Have I told you the story about when we were butchering chickens? I don't know if I told you that one or not. Yes, I already told you. Or yes, you want to hear it? You haven't heard it? Am I planning on going to any fish conventions? I don't have enough money to go to fish conventions. Long trips, and my truck's old, and I can't take off work. And actually, when I switch over to my art, I could, but it'd still be a long trip. When I was younger, I was sleeping at my grandparents' house, and one night my grandmother woke up with me standing at the end of her bed. She asked me what I was doing there, and she said, "Sending messages?" Oh, and you said sending messages, huh? Oh, yeah, I imagine you did. I hope you didn't cut anything off while you were working there, Sharpie. I would like to go to one, but really, I can't really afford a long trip. You talking about why the chicken crossed the road? Hi, Jesse. Jesse, you missed my sex education story. What can I say? Hi, Honeybee. Honeybee, you need to send me a message, like find me on Facebook or whatever, and send me your address because I should have some stickers getting here pretty quick. Hi, Jeffro. Jeffro, you missed the sex education for the night. That's what you missed. All the things, yes. Jeffro probably thinks I'm kidding, but I actually did tell a story about sex education. Yep. Oh, roosters are awful. Oh my God. We had roosters, and I had one that attacked me every morning when I went down to get the eggs. Yeah, there was an odd cut. Yep, everything got infected. I'm not surprised with you, Sharpie. And you still got a point hole in your leg from one that would have been 20 years ago. Yep. Yeah, AE would be expensive. I'm waiting for one to come to Denver. I would go to one in Denver. Oh, you missed the sex education one. Yes. Oh, no, Priscilla missed it too. Should I tell it again? But then everybody that was here would hear it again. And that would be boring. So give me a vote. Should I tell it again or no? No, you will go blind, Jay. Oh, yeah, you guys can just watch the replay. You slipped over in the blood tunnel. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, I will tell you about the chickens though. We lived right alongside the highway in a ranch house alongside the highway. And my ex-husband, he was butchering chickens one day. And he just got their heads cut off, and this car pulls in the driveway. And I went out to see what was going on. And these people had been we lived like halfway between Royal City and Othello in Washington. And these people from Royal City, which is a really small town, they'd been working on the garage, building a new garage. And one of the posts had tipped over and hit their teenage son on top of his head. So they were like on the way into the hospital, which was in Othello. And their son started having like convulsions and stuff. So they pulled in the driveway and they asked me, this was before cell phones, they asked me if I would call an ambulance and stuff. So I went in the house and I called the ambulance and all that and got some blankets and brought him out to cover the kid up because he was kind of going into shock. And the EMTs and stuff got their EMTs, and we had a big driveway, which is good because we had a driveway full of EMTs, and the police got there, and it was like 45 minutes before the ambulance actually got there, but the EMTs were working on him, and the police were working on him. I'm reading. Fancy Tail Aquatics. Condom cardboard short into the story. Anyway, so when we started helping him out, and my husband had just killed these chickens, so he just opened up the kitchen door and tossed the chickens inside so the cats wouldn't get the dead chickens, right? So, and then we were out helping everything, and then the ambulance finally got there, and they loaded the kid up. And one of the police officers asked me if he could use our bathroom to clean up before he left. So I was like, okay, sure, no problem. So I'm like, he's walking behind me, and I throw open the kitchen door, and he starts in the house, and he kind of freezes because there's all these dead chickens laying in the middle of the floor in the kitchen. And anyway, he kind of looked at me, and I said, you should come here on Wednesdays. We do cows. And he started laughing, and that was it. That was the end of that story. Yeah, well, I didn't know what to say, so that was good enough. Teresa's trying to tell my story. You can always just go back and watch the replay too. But anyway, yeah, honeybee, be sure to send me your address and I'll send you a sticker because I should be getting some pretty quick. So does anybody else have some good stories? You want one? Just send me like in one of my, I think on my channel page in the About Me, I think I put my email address in there. So send me your address and I'll send you a sticker. No, you don't have to send anything back, but I want to send you a sticker because I know you're collecting them. Hi, Ginger. Not Nola Jane. Send me your address and I'll send you one. Anybody that wants one, send me your address. Well, we can wait for you, Jess, if you want to type out a good story. Yeah, they should be in my mailbox now. I just haven't checked it yet today. I'll check it tomorrow before I send all the boxes that I got ready out. You want rice fish seriously, Bob? I can get you some. Okay, Jess, let's hear your story. You're afraid you're going to miss something? Hi, Full Moon Aquatics. The time I locked myself out and in climbing over... Oh, I don't even want to hear this. You jumped down in the dark and landed on a 2x4 and broke both your feet. Ouch. Ouch. I am on Instagram, but I don't know how to use it. I can't get anything posted or anything like that. So the best bet would be to send me an email. But like I said, I think in the About Me section on my page is my email address. These ones are Daisy's rice fish. There's all kinds of different colors of rice fish. There's orange ones and there's white ones, but they're different breeds. I don't know how many different kinds of rice fish there are, but I know there are different ones. Oh my God, real. I serve prawn a lot. Yeah, you could do that, honeybee. What's the story of my rice fish? They don't have a story. They're just rice fish. Yeah, I've done that before, Priscilla. That's not a good thing. Yeah, they got pretty lamp eyes. They really glow in the right light. Okay, here's Jess's story. When I was 5 to 7 years old, my parents had a party. We were celebrating adding a new room onto the house. I was all over the place being a social butterfly, and my dad was hanging out with our neighbor. Oh, Sharpie, ouch. Yeah, electric fences suck. Okay, rolling out what I believe to be fresh tobacco cigarettes. So, of course, I asked to make one. Yep. Hi, Natasha. Hi, Ron. I think you can go into, like, when you edit your video, you can get some choices on that, Ron. I've grabbed hold of an electric fence before. I remember one time we were picking apples at my grandma's house. She always had electric fence around it, and that hurts. So you rolled one up and the neighbor slapped the table and exclaimed upon your newfound skill. Oh, for the channel? I don't know. They're Sopranolot. They're just like Coles from Blue Dreams, so there's all different colors in there. You have hyper flexibility in some joints, some shoulders and hips dislocate. That would hurt. I've broken one of my little toes so many times that it will, like, I'll look down and it'll be sticking out at a 90-degree angle from my foot. But I can't feel it. I'll just say, look down and go, oh my God, that's got to hurt. And I'll tap it back into place. I bet, Jess. You're still trying to get the kid out of bed? Oh no. Your kid must be like me. Mom would get us up, and I had two brothers and a sister, and everybody else would be ready for school, and she'd go to find me, and I'd still be sitting on the end of the bed staring at the floor in my pajamas. Oh, you're getting another blizzard? Oh my God, that sucks. We had, like I say, we had I-80 was closed all the way across the state yesterday and last night. Today it was just mostly cold, and the roads are a mess, but it didn't snow anymore on top of it. Ice storm sucks. Hi, Tokyo City. But the freeway was closed last weekend for like almost 2 days. What time is it where I'm at? I'm not on meds. It is 10:43. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the freeway was closed last weekend for a couple days, but not because of snow. In between here and Cheyenne on the freeway, a truck rolled over and spilled its load, and it was carrying a load of cyanide. And it spilled all over the road, and I guess it ate away part of the pavement and stuff, and Hazmat was out there, closed the freeway. And it was closed for like 2 days while Hazmat cleaned it all up. I guess it actually like melted the pavement. Yeah, the diesels are always turning over. There's always so many rollovers in between here and Cheyenne. I'm glad I wasn't like on the freeway and behind that truck, because I don't know how they got the people out of there, because they wouldn't let anybody go close, of course. No, it's up on top of the mountain. It's actually at about 8,500 feet above sea level. Up on top of the pass, there is the highest point of the Transcontinental Railway. There is some creeks, but not close to the freeway. UK panics if it sees snow on the ground. That's the way it was when I lived in LA. It snowed one time on the Grapevine, which is a big hill coming down, dropping down into LA. And they had 3/4 of an inch of snow, and they closed the freeway. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, you ran it. Oh no, Ty. That's terrible. Yeah, it's full on winter here. It didn't snow anymore today, but it was colder than heck, and the wind was blowing, and the roads, it's like icy with blowing snow over the top, and it's like settling into drifts and stuff. When I came over the overpass, there was like, it was a either get on the ice on the overpass, or if you got too far off to the side, then you started hitting drifts of snow and got pulled sideways. So it was nice. 66 and rain. In Houston. I think we had a high of like 22 today, but then the wind was blowing, so it felt a lot colder than that. Hi, Sina Bush. Yeah, everybody panics and starts buying milk and bread. Yep. I swear to God, when it starts snowing, everybody thinks they have to go to the gas station and get hot dogs and gas, or they're going to die. Oh no, full moon. That's not good. I hope he gets better. No, you can't complain about living in Hawaii and the weather, Carson. Hi, Phoenix. What did Priscilla do? I missed that. Priscilla, everybody, that's one of the reasons I hate to go to Denver, is everybody drives like they're crazy in Denver on the freeway there. Oh my God. I hate driving in Denver. Oh, ice skating in her car? Yeah. I haven't tied. Sometimes I hatch brine shrimp, but I haven't used any of the capsulated brine. Oh no, Sharpie, you ran into the door, didn't you? All the Bluebell ice cream TV dinners and microwave popcorn in case the power went out. Yeah. The road is yours, Priscilla. Yeah. You're probably one of those crazy Denver drivers. It's okay. My mom, one time, I lived in this place out in the country that was notorious for losing the power. And I had electric heaters, so she was worried about me. So she showed up at my house with an electric blanket in case the power went out and the heaters quit working. So I'd have the electric blanket to keep me warm. Oh my gosh. Sharpie, I don't know how you're still alive. I white knuckle it in Denver, Priscilla. Like, stay in the same lane. Don't change lanes. Stay in one lane. And hope nobody hits me. Oh, yeah, Carson, that's a scary thought. Yeah, it's so cold here that there's no snow. It actually, when it's really cold, 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 it won't snow. The rice fish aren't really showing. I'll move it back here in a minute. It says 12 hours to Dallas and you'll be there in 9. Yeah, I believe it. The thing is, in Denver is like when I needed to go somewhere, I'd take the surface streets. But like Federal has like 4 lanes and it's just like being on the fucking freeway anyway. But I didn't want to get on the freeway during rush hour for nothing. Jeffro, what do you want? Not my friend. uh, oh, yeah, when you're working 10-hour days, even working my 8-hour days, it's hard to get myself to get the brine shrimp going. Hi, DPK, Carlos. Where is Scott's story? Oh, I missed it. Do it again. Do it again. It was great fun sliding about. Doesn't hurt when you fall off and land in the snowdrift either. Okay, let me go back up. Okay, Sharpie says I used to ride a motorbike in the snow. Great fun on race tires. Yeah. Okay, somebody needs a story. I'm going to run out of stories eventually. You know that, right? I told you guys last week about my when I worked at the store in Portland at the Safeway store. There's actually I have quite a few stories from there. But one of them just hit me. I was like working at the Safeway store, and I always worked the 6 to 2:30 shift in the deli. And we got a new store manager, and he was real quiet and didn't say too much to anybody. And during the time when he started, the new manager started, I had a couple people on vacation. So I ended up working like 2.5 weeks straight with no days off. And like I say, I always worked like 6 to 2:30. So, and it was kind of in a bad area of Portland. So I always parked in the same spot underneath one of the street lights when I got there in the morning. So this one day I got off work and I went out to my car, and my car was gone. And it was just an old car, but it was my car, and I was just about in tears, right? And I had to go get Megan from the daycare, and somebody had taken my car. So I went. This was like before everybody had cell phones. So I went and knocked on the manager's door because the only phone in the store was in his office. So I knocked on his office door, and I asked him if I could use the phone because somebody had stolen my car, and I needed to call the police and call the daycare and let them know that I was going to be late because I had to find a ride over there. And anyway, so he asked me what kind of car I had, and I told him, and he said, just a minute, and he shut the door in my face. So I'm standing there trying not to cry, waiting for him to open up the door. I know it's boring, huh? Sorry, Juan. You don't have to stay and listen. Anyway, so I was waiting for him to open up the door so I could call the police. And pretty soon he opens up the door, and he told me that he had seen my car parked in the same spot every day, and he had it towed. He had my car towed because he thought it was an abandoned car. Hi, Mason. So it was like on April, I think it was April 2nd when that happened, because I told him that he should have waited till, or he should have done it the day before, because it would have been the best April Fool's joke ever. But he had to give me a ride to the towing company and pay to get my car out of his own pocket. So yeah. So that was one that I'll never forget. To walk out there and have my car gone. Yeah, he had to pay for it out of his own pocket. It was like $250 to get it out too. There was another time, it was one of the holiday weekends. I think it was Memorial Day. And right next to the parking lot at the Safeway store, there was a big set of apartments. And there was always like hookers and stuff. There was a lot of drugs and hookers and stuff in those apartments. Well, on Monday, it was a holiday Monday, and the garbage trucks were running, but the garbage truck parked in the middle of the driveway, and the guy went into the hotel or into the apartments. And he was there for hours, and meanwhile, the garbage truck was blocking the side driveway. So the manager had it towed. I always wonder what the garbage truck driver told his boss about the garbage truck getting towed. Welcome back, David. Oh, no, your dad switched cars on your stepmom, and Nana, when they were shopping, put his car in her spot. Oh, God. Oh, my God, Sharpie, that's awful. You took all the forklift keys home with you? That's just mean. What did I do when I worked at Disneyland? Mostly I worked in the restaurants, and sometimes I worked on the main street with the stores. In the restaurants, I did all kinds of different stuff. And sometimes I worked the special events, and sometimes I worked like as security at night when they did the light show, laser light show. Oh my God, Priscilla, that is a loaded question. What's the most painful thing that ever happened to you? Sharpie, he's got lots of painful stories that make me cringe. I used to have a little Subaru Brat. And one night I was going home, and I'd rather had a lot to drink. And I lived way the heck out in the country. And I missed my turn. And I realized I missed my turn. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just like go till I find the next road and turn around and go back. And I was just like, went down in this canyon. And I was like, oh, here's a road, but there wasn't a road there. So I just turned and drove off the road. Night, Ron. And got my truck like stuck. So I had to walk home. And the next morning I found somebody to help me and went and got my truck. And it's just a little Subaru Brats were real small. So I got some guys to help me. And I had like somehow managed to drive on top of two great big rocks. And the truck was like high centered on the rocks. And amazingly, it wasn't damaged at all. But the guys just picked up my truck and put it back on the road again. I was like, okay, thank you. Bye. Oh, God, Sharpie. Ouch, ouch. Oh, God. You hit 500 today. Yay. I've got like 60 more to go, and I'll hit 500. So I'm at like 440 or something like that. Oh my God, second story fall off ladder. Ouch. You guys are making me cringe. Ouch. Oh, you hit 5. Oh, wow, you're way ahead of me, Phoenix. Everybody's getting ahead of me. But that's okay. I'm just kind of slow and steady. Eventually, I'll get to 500, and maybe a year from now, I'll be at 1,000. Did you reach 1-2, Dr. S? What did you hit? Oh, ouch, Priscilla. Night, Jazz. Now send me your address and I'll send you a sticker. Okay, bye, Mason. You hit 300. That's good. That's good, Bob. You reached 100. Yay. Oh, you tore all. I've tore my ligaments before too. That sucks. I was like limping and taking major pain pills for a long time after I tore all the ligaments in one of my knees. And it was really stupid because I didn't fall down. I was like working at Perkins Family Restaurant, and I walked in the kitchen and the floor was wet. I started to slip and I caught myself, which I should not have done because I think I would have been better off if I would have fallen. Because when I caught myself, I tore all the ligaments in one of my knees. You're at 47. It'll climb. It'll climb. I've been on here since the first part of May or the last week in April, and I'm at 440, so it's going to be a year pretty soon. So, and I haven't hit 500 yet, but it's okay. I would rather personally do it slowly and have people sub me that are actually going to watch my stuff than just get a whole bunch of numbers and not have anybody watch. So I think slower is better. What did Jeffro do? Watch video if you don't know what happened to your subs? Huh. Oh, ouch on the foot. I've done that before, Teresa. Fallen down the steps and broke my tailbone. That smarts for a long time. Oh, Kevin, you have more than one subscriber. You hush. I'm sure you have a lot more than me. You have a cow heart graft on your aorta? Oh, Sharpie, you're a walking accident. Well, everybody go sub Merit real quick. Oh, ouch. If I was smart, I'd get all my teeth pulled and get some dentures, but can't afford it. What does everyone use for cameras and microphones? I just got a cheap microphone off of Amazon. It cost me $15.99. And I got a $49 streaming webcam. And that's what I use for streaming. Then I have an old camera that I use when I'm making videos. Hi, Slippery Fish. Yeah, I bet when you go to the doctor, he actually asks, what have you done now? I would too. I'd hate to see you coming. It's like, okay, what did you break? Dang. Kevin says you were born on a pirate ship. Probably. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I'd use my phone, but my phone, I cracked the camera lens on it like a week after I got it. So that's kind of one of those things that's not feasible because I broke it. One of these days, though, I'll save some money and get a new phone and then maybe use it instead of, I've got like an old Canon point and shoot that I use when I make videos. You tend not to bother anyone for minor breaks. I don't worry about going to the doctor when I break my toes, because if you break your toes, and I've broken my toes so many times, if you break your toes and you go to the doctor, they're going to take some tape and they're going to tape the broken toe to one of your other toes, the toe next to it. And I can do that myself, and it doesn't cost as much. So there you go. So I just do that when I break a toe. I just do that. My fish tank's rather boring. I'm going to feed them, see if I can get them to come over. Oh my God, Kevin. Hi, all-in-one. Okay, good night, David. You've popped 8 or... Oh, when you break a rib, it hurts more, or even pulling a muscle in your rib cage hurts so bad. I told you about stepping on a needle. There is nothing that hurts worse than getting 4 shots of Novocaine in the bottom of your foot. Well, welcome to my kind of crazy stream all-in-one. It's kind of like no subject. We just tell stories and stuff. And right now we're talking about injuries. You guys want to hear another story from when I was working at that Safeway store? Oh, ouch, stepping on a nail hurts, yeah. Hi, Joel. Okay, this is a story kind of about the... No, it's not an injury-related story. But it's different. Ouch, honeybee. No, this is the guy that worked as the head of the meat department at the Safeway store. He got mad at me one time. I think he was mad because I wouldn't give him some chicken strips or something like that. Something silly. Anyway, so I was talking to one of the box boys, only it was a woman. And Tom, the meat department manager, he walked by and I said hi to him, and he said something or just basically ignored me or something. Anyway, it was obvious he was mad at me. And the lady I was talking to said, "Oh my God, what's wrong with him?" And I said, "I don't know. He's got to stick up his ass or something today." No, I think that's my fish tanks, not Nola Jane. Anyway, so, yeah, I told her I thought he just had to stick up his ass today or something. So the next day, I was back in the break room, and Tom walked by me, and there was like a broken pallet with a big pointy piece of the pallet laying on the ground. And he pointed at it, and he says, "Is that, I suppose that's a stick that was up my ass yesterday?" And I was like, it flashed through my head. First, I was horrified that she had repeated what I said to him. And I was like, oh my God. But I recovered real quick. And I looked at the stick and I said, by God, I think it is. Do you need help putting it back? So that was it. He started laughing and then he kind of got over being mad at me. Having a dislocated knee for 2 weeks while it had to correct itself. Ouch. Doctor, put your leg in a brace. Yeah. You have to be careful when you work with me because you don't know what I'm going to say. Yeah, check out their gravel. Hey, McDonald's gets some good gravel and rocks. I always get my rocks from McDonald's. Tell a secretary story? Well, I worked at a horse ranch for a while in Texas. It was a quarter horse ranch, and they had like 5 different stud horses. And their most popular stud horse, his name was Chick. I can't remember his full name, but it had Chick in it. I know that. And you know how when they name quarter horses, or when you name something like that, when you breed your mare to a famous horse, you always incorporate the name of the horse into the name of the foal, right? So this one quarter horse, his name was Chick Olaney or something like that. But one of the guys that worked on the ranch came into the office and he was looking through the files for a particular foal because they kept records of all the foals. So there's like a whole file full of Chick this and Chick that, because of the stud horse. And he's looking for one of them. And he said something about how many files there were. And I told him, I said, yeah, if it gets like filed wrong, you're just up Chick Crick. And that was that story. There's a secretary story for you. Hi, K-Town Reaper. Oh, you give me a 6 out of a 10? I know it wasn't that good of a story, Bob, but it was the first one that popped into my head. Just because he's loving it. Hi, Rob Myers. I know they're back behind the plant somewhere. They aren't being very good tonight about coming out. I think they're hiding. They're down there. And they're down in the grass. So I'll just do that. You guys can look at my old face for a while. Well, we had a dog have surgery in our hospital yesterday, having its owner's sexy underwear removed from his intestine. Oh, my God. Oh, that's funny, honeybee. Oh, God. Has anyone used methylene blue for raising angel eggs so they don't fungus? You can use it, I know, for like Cory eggs and stuff. I've never tried to raise angel eggs, so. Yeah, there is a creepy face tonight. It's right here. Buddy is laying on my bed right now. So you guys want to hear a story about me embarrassing my son? I got to call him tonight because it's his birthday today. But I remember when I was living in Portland, he came out to visit me. He was like, it was for his 18th birthday. And he came to visit. Or it might have been his 19th birthday. But anyway, yeah, he was young. And he came to visit me, and I took him to the mall in Portland, one of the malls in Portland. It's your birthday too? Yay, happy birthday, Rob. I had a cat who liked to eat rubber bands. Oh, no. Boing, boing, poop. Oh, dear. Yeah, you can use hydrogen peroxide like for Cory eggs too. When you have them in a little container, you can put a couple drops in and then just every day kind of change it out. Today's your mom's birthday. Her 23rd? Okay. Yeah, hydrogen peroxide will work too. I usually just use catappa leaves. Like I make a tea out of the catappa leaves and like I pour enough in to where it colors the water good and it will keep the eggs from fungusing. Oh, January 23rd, tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, my son's birthday's today. I got to remember to call him. But anyway, when he was young, he came to visit. I took him to the mall. And he had like the window unrolled. He was riding shotgun. And he had the window unrolled and he'd brought some music with him. And had plugged in his player and his CD player into my cigarette lighter. And was blasting music, all cool. And riding shotgun, had the window unrolled and his arm out the window, looking all cool. And we were driving through the mall, and the theater had just let out, and there was a group of girls standing right on the edge of the sidewalk waiting for their ride home or whatever. And I remember he was playing the Bloodhound Gang. That song, You and Me, Baby, Ain't Nothing But Mammals. So he's got the music cranked up, and we're going by these girls. And I right in front of the girls, I went over a speed bump. I stopped and backed up over the speed bump again. And then I went forward and went over the speed bump again. And Tucker, he's like looking at me horrified. And he says, "What are you doing, Mom?" And I said, "Well, I'm pretending that we have a lowrider car." And that was it. He was kind of mad at me. Yep, do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Yep. I like the Bloodhound Gang. A 6 out of 10 again, Bob. Well, you don't have to listen. When you're an 18-year-old boy, though, that was just, he was somewhat horrified. Okay, so what happened to K-Town that you couldn't do your live stream? I missed it because I was talking. Maybe Bob needs a story about rice fish. Then he'd give it a 10 out of 10. You had a better punchline. Oh, you're sick? Oh, I'm sorry. You got nasty flu bug or something? Okay, you had something taken out, so you must... Is it your tonsils or something? Yeah, my first car was a 65 Barracuda. You have an injury story relating to ice? Yeah, I've hurt myself on ice more than once. Did I threaten Bob? He says he'd love to know more about rice fish. Oh, I don't know if they got, I don't know if any of them have eggs right now or not. But they're out and about more, so I'm going to put the camera back over there because I don't like everybody looking at me because, you know, I'm old. Yeah, my first car was a 65 Barracuda. And I actually wrecked it. I was going home late one night, and I was kind of stoned. And I hit a mudslide on this country road. And it was raining, and I hit a mudslide, and it kind of spun around a couple times and went over a cliff. And it ended up like halfway upside down, leaning against a tree. And luckily, I had the window open. I didn't have a seatbelt on. I kind of slid out the window, and I ended up like in the V space between the tree and the car. And then I had to like climb out of there and climb up the bank and holding on to brush and stuff to pull myself up the bank, and got up on the road. And I was like 18, 19 years old. And I had like about 4 cars pass me up before someone stopped to help me. But anyway, I wrecked it. So a friend of mine had an old car, and they traded me their old car for the motor in my 65 Barracuda. So I had a car to drive. And this old car was like in perfect shape. But he warned me, he says, don't get it above 55 because it'll start shaking. So I always took it easy in this old car, you know, and like I say, other than that, it was in perfect shape. The interior was beautiful, and the outside didn't have a single ding or anything. I mean, it was in really good shape. So I drove it. Then my brother-in-law asked me if he could borrow it to go to Portland one day. And when he got back, he says, oh, you can get it above 55. It shakes for a little bit, and then it quits shaking. Well, the damn car never started after that. Hi, Niecy. Never started again after that. And my dad tried to find, it was in the electrical wiring someplace. Wouldn't start. My dad tried and tried and tried, and he couldn't fix it. So he said, well, let's sell this car and we'll get you something else. So he sold this car for $100. And when the guy came to get it, he brought a trailer to load it up on, and he covered it with blankets real carefully and gave my dad the check, and he was so excited he was just about jumping up and down. This still hurts when I tell this story. So you guys want to know what my dad sold for $100? That was in perfect shape. It was a 56 T-Bird. My dad sold my 56 T-Bird for $100. A 56 T-Bird in perfect shape. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. At the time, it was probably worth about $75,000 as it was. Yeah. It still makes me sick when I think about it. The guy was super, super excited to get it too. Let me tell you, the guy that bought it was really excited. No, my dad didn't know until he started asking people because the guy was so excited about it. And then my dad felt like an idiot. Yeah. And the thing that sucked about it was in such good shape, and the interior had white interior, and it was like navy blue with the white pinstripe and the little porthole window and stuff. Yeah, $100. That was like the biggest mistake ever. Yeah, it sucks. I probably can. Let me see here. Probably just messing it up more. I don't know if that's any better or not. Yeah, they're a little bit sharper. I don't want Bob to not be able to see them. Don't use super glue accelerator on cuts. There you go, Bob. Is that better? Yeah, I'll remember not to use super glue on cuts. They do have that fake skin that you can put on them, and you would think it wouldn't be that much different. Yeah, Bob's always guilty. They're looking at the camera, hiding in the weeds, looking at the camera. My daughter had her head glued when she split it as a toddler. Ugh, ouch. Yep, the camera is just for Bob. I did something once. The super glue talk reminds me of it. And I probably shouldn't tell you this because it was really kind of mean. It was kind of mean of me. Should I tell you a mean story that I did? You are not sorry, Bob. You know you aren't. Okay, this is kind of mean, and I probably shouldn't tell it. But when I left Megan's dad, and I was packing everything up, the thing about Megan's dad is he was like kind of vain and really, really, really super proud of his head of hair. I mean, he had like this gel stuff that he used in his hair all the time and stuff. He was quite proud of his hair. And I replaced half the shampoo with Nair when I left. Yeah, I did. I did, Priscilla. It was kind of not very nice of me. In fact, that was kind of mean of me. I shouldn't have told you guys that because I've never told anybody. Oh, a 9 out of 10. Yay, I'm moving up in the world. Itching powder, yeah, but no, I replaced like half the bottle with Nair. The other thing that I did to him when we were living in Washington, he wasn't really stupid, but he had like a learning disability and he never learned to read and write real good. So I helped him with it, but he got a job at the onion plant down the road driving the dump truck. And he came home from work and he brought like a file card with him. And he told me that the secretaries in the office had given him this file card and asked him to put his name and address on it so they could keep it on file, you know. So, and like I say, he couldn't really read and write very, very well, so he brought it home for me to do. So I filled it out for him. And he came home from work the next day. And he said, "What did you put on that card?" And I was like, "Why?" And he said, "Because the secretaries were passing it around the office laughing." He said, "What did you write on it?" And I said, "Well, I just wrote, 'Hi, my name is Al. If lost, please return me to,'" and then I put our address. Okay, so I'm a mean person. I confess. Oh, that's a 10.5. When my aunt was going through a divorce, she was giving my ex-uncle laxative in all of his drinks. Oh, my God. Oh. No, I'm not a savage. Remember, Priscilla, I'm a sweet old lady. Remember that. My boss put Carolina Reaper sauce in my beer. Oh. That was just my younger years. Oh, I still do stuff like that, believe me. Oh. Like I say, if you're working with me, you got to watch out. When I was working at the King Superstore in Cheyenne a couple years ago. Oh, wait, I'm going to see what Kevin has to say. I left my ghost chili pork scratchings in the canteen at work. When I was little, my brother used to put his boogers. Oh, yuck. Yuck, that's gross. That's funny, Fish. But yeah. Back when I was a sweet savage. Yeah, that's gross, Kevin. Yuck. Yuck, yuck. Oh, anyway, when I was working in Cheyenne, I ended up, like in the wintertime, I would end up having to stay the night, like get a hotel room and stay the night when they'd close the freeway at night because I didn't get off work until like 11:30. And if it was real bad, they would have the freeway open during the day and then close it at night. And I couldn't go home because it's 60 miles on really bad freeway. So anyway, when they closed the freeway, the store would get me a hotel room for the night. But the problem with the hotel room is, I'd get in there at like 1 o'clock in the morning. You had to be out by 11. And I didn't start working until 2:30 in the afternoon. So I always had time to kill, I always kept extra clothes and stuff in my truck because I got stuck there a lot. So we had a assistant manager in the deli that was really bad about, like, we always had extra jobs that we had to do besides waiting on the customers. And if a customer came up to the counter and both of us were busy, she would tell the customer, "Somebody will be right with you." And then she would look at me. And then I'd go take care of the customer. So this one morning, I got to work early because I had to spend the night. And I went up to the office and I borrowed their P-Touch thing. The P-Touch thing is like you print out things on white labels. They use it a lot for like your name tag. If you don't have a name tag yet and you're new, they'll print your name on it. It's like a white sticky thing that goes on your name tag with your name on it. So you can print out anything you want on it. So anyway, I borrowed the P-Touch from the office. And I took the tape and I covered up my name with somebody. So I had somebody for my name tag because she was always saying somebody will be right with you. Oh, so at the beginning when I started work, we always had like a huddle and talked over what we needed to do that day and stuff. And yeah, so I was in the huddle and everybody was like nudging each other and kind of motioning with their eyes at my name tag and trying not to laugh. And she's got her back to me and she's like telling everybody the different jobs that they needed to do. And she kind of stopped mid-sentence and turned around and looked at me because everybody was looking at me. And she started to get mad, but everybody burst out laughing, so she couldn't get mad at me. So I spent that day with my name tag replaced with somebody. And I kind of used it all day. It's like she asked me if I would do clean the chicken rack that night. And she kind of apologized because she said, I know it's kind of a nasty job. And I told her, yeah, it's a dirty job, but somebody has to do it. Okay. I sprayed heat spray on my leg whilst wearing my hubby's dressing gown. And when he put it on within 5 minutes, he had to run to the shower. Oh, no. I did something like that one time when I was married. I know, what the heck is this dream? Oh, one time my husband asked me if I'd rub some Bengay on his back. And I was rubbing his back and I reached down and, yeah, touched him. And he like shot straight up screaming in pain. I didn't know it was going to hurt. But it did, evidently. Oh. Just bark. What did Kevin say now? It's probably a good thing to miss what Kevin says. He will kill me if he knew I told you all, yeah. Yeah, evidently Bengay is not a good thing. Oh, Kevin, that's mean. Hi, Dylan. Yeah, Melvin, I miss a lot of your live streams because I work most nights. So, like Sunday nights, I always work. When I was young, my brother used to pick on me. He was like a year younger than me. And he would pick on me in the mornings when we were getting ready for school. And my mom worked. My dad was always gone because he was a truck driver. And my mom worked in the mornings. Oh, you got a marriage proposal? Yay. Dang, I missed it. Anyway, he used to pick on me. And it was me and him and my older sister. And my older brother was in the service, so it was just the three of us. And then my mom was working in a restaurant. My dad was gone. So this one morning, he was picking on me. And my sister told him, my older sister told him that if he touched me one more time, he was going to get it. And then she went back in the bathroom and shut the door because she was put on makeup and stuff. And I was sitting in the family room, and my brother was in the kitchen behind me. And this light went off in my head, and I was sitting there, and I just yelled, and like I say, he was like way behind me in the kitchen. And I just yelled, "Steve, leave me alone." And my sister came running out of the bathroom, and he's back in the kitchen going, "I didn't touch her." And she ran right past me and hit him, which was hilarious. Oh. Oh, hot barbecue tongs, that's ouch. That's what your bratty little sister used to do. Well, he should have left me alone. What was funny was I was sitting down and he was like way behind me in the kitchen. She just ran right past me and went and hit him. Yep, Priscilla's a savage. A plethora of stories. Yep, I'm out of stories. You guys are going to have to tell stories now. Oh, yeah, whips would have hurt. Does everyone here know what an amazing artist you are? Well, I try, but oh, the rice fish disappeared again. Oh no, Bob. I'm not working on anything really right now, Jeffro. What I'm working on doing is I'm working on getting all my ducks in a row, and I'm going to either cut my work down to my day job down to 2 days a week, or I'm going to quit it totally and go totally back to my art. Because I do better with my art as far as money goes. I make more money when I'm doing my art, but it's not steady. So I got the day job to like help me out with the steady income. And then the day job turned into, like when I was working in Cheyenne, I was working 56 to 58 hours a week, plus driving a couple hours a day back and forth. So the day job thing did not work out. So I want to go back to my art, but I'm a little bit scared because it's nice having a weekly paycheck, even though it's not as much money as I made when I was doing my art. So I want to get everything, all my ducks in a row, all the bills caught up, get my truck fixed, and I want to get all my stuff out of storage and get rid of that bill. And I'm hoping by this spring I'm going to do that and go back to my art full time. I don't want to paint fish, Priscilla, because that's what you do, and I don't want to be stepping on your toes. So I figured I would leave the fishes to you. They can take fairly cool water. They're like in about 74 degrees right now, and I think they could do a little bit colder because rice fish can generally take cool water. They don't have to have heated water. Wolves sell real good. Yeah, wolves and bears sell real good too. When I do a bear, it sells real good, real fast. But the thing is that I won't use, like for reference, I won't use anything but my own photographs. So I've got quite a few wolves that I've seen and got pictures of for reference that I could be doing. And the bears, I've got tons and tons and tons of photographs of bears. So, and birds, I've got lots of birds. You're about as artistic as a toilet. Don't do art, Sharpie. You'd probably hurt yourself. You'd stab yourself with a paintbrush, or you'd accidentally drink the paint thinner instead of your coffee. Oh, well, you shouldn't have said that, Phoenix. Yeah, I did a couple Bluebirds candy and like a couple small paintings. They were only like 9 by 12 paintings. They sold so fast. I should do some more. Like I said, I got to have time, so I'm just going to get all my ducks in a row. And I might ask my boss if he can put me on like 2 days a week or something like that, just so I have a little bit of steady money coming in. But mostly go back to my painting and see if it goes well, then I'll just quit my job totally. Okay, good night, Jeff Rose. Yeah, I got to feed my axolotl yet. My axolotls, I got 2 of them. I got to feed them tonight yet, too. They will be hungry, but I always feed them late at night, so they should be good. And I got to feed the fishies, and I still have to catch a couple more fish for Bob because I want to get those boxes all sent in the morning. My problem is that my tanks are so heavily planted, sometimes it's downright impossible to catch the damn fish, but I'll get them. Later, Jeffy, not my friend. See, Priscilla is brutal, just brutal. You cut your finger with a scalpel. Ugh. Yeah, those are pink ram's horns, and yeah, I'd sell some of them. I have not sent Jesse some of the rice fish yet. They are earmarked for him, some of them, but I gotta wait because he's got to get a permit to receive fish in Hawaii, and he's got to get it applied for. It'll probably be next month sometime, and then I'll be sending him some. Oh my goodness, honeybee! That's what I want to do. As soon as my little girl gets big enough, because the one that I got from my daughter is definitely a boy, and I'm pretty sure the little one's a girl. Now that might change when she gets bigger, but right now it looks like she's a girl. So I want to try breeding them. No, surprisingly enough, Bob is not getting rice fish. He's getting some drape fin barbs and some Farlowella catfish. And lots of plants and stuff. I've got the box pretty stuffed full of plants and microworm culture and stuff like that. Your 2019 resolution is no patience for people. You're doing it really well. Good going, Priscilla. Yeah, 60 would be a lot to try to raise because I know from the little bit I've seen, you have to like separate them because they'll eat each other and stuff. So that would be a lot. I will try to remember to do that, Petsaholic, and yeah, I can ship you some. Or you can email me. I think my email is in my About Me section on my page, on my channel. So you could send me an email. Over 100 at a time. It would be, yeah. I don't know if I'd even want to attempt that because I watched somebody raising them and they lost quite a few when they were gone for a couple days because they ate each other. So I think you need to like separate them in the size of what it looks like to me. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Oh, Bob, I did not make you cry. Or did Priscilla make you cry? Hello, Hustle Woman Aquatics. Yeah, I always live stream late. Oh, Bob's gonna be listening, so nobody talk about him. I'll have to go back and watch that. I remember when I was at work, the notification for it popping up Sunday, but I can't watch. I can watch live streams on my phone, but it sucks the battery dry, and I can't chat or anything on it anyway, so I usually don't. Yeah, keep them the same size, keep food available for them, and in small groups so they don't eat each other. Yeah, that's what I kind of got that idea watching the few videos I have on them, is that as they grow to kind of take the bigger ones out and keep them separate from the smaller ones. You sold off your juvenile platies at the weekend and got 3 bamboo shrimp. Oh, I love bamboo shrimp. Did I confuse you and Bob? I don't know. Did I? I might have. I just like, oh, well, you both start with C. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I will keep my mouth shut and not say anything about that at all. Oh, darn it. Sorry, Candy. Which one of you was leaving? Oh, dear. Yeah, but Candy probably was hurt. I'm really sorry, Candy. Oh, shoot. Well, you're both blue and you both start with C, so, and I'm old. I'm older than shit, so there you go. Your son's still up. Oh, it's late for him, too. But there's one thing you need to give serious consideration. I'm just mean because I was born that way, Priscilla. I don't need any excuse. I'm just a mean person. Having a 2-shift stream or starting earlier. I could, like today, I could have started earlier, but so much of the time there's other people streaming earlier, and I hate to start when someone else is streaming. Tuesday's not as bad as Wednesday. Wednesday, like, there's way too many big channels stream. If you ever sleep again, you might be nice. No, Priscilla, I doubt it. Today, there was just a bunch of small channels were streaming. Tuesdays aren't as bad as Wednesdays. Wednesdays, you got Dan and Aquarium Co-op streams, and yeah. And then Dan streams, and then Friday Fish Facts streams a lot on Wednesdays. So, yeah. I like the late night crowd anyway, too, yeah. It's fun at night because all the crazy people are out at night. Including me. You already have a 4 microworm culture going ready for the axolotl. Oh, they eat microworms? That's cool because I always have lots of them. And then you move into brine shrimp. Yeah, I could definitely do that because I have both brine shrimp and microworms. Yep, and the king of streams always streams. Yep. You haven't slept in 36 hours? He must be getting tired. Fish Nightbot is #1 crazy. Microworms, Daphnia, brine shrimp, mosquito larvae, and bloodworms. Mosquito larvae I'd have a hard time getting because it's always so cold here. And I don't have Daphnia, but I definitely can do brine shrimp and the microworms and the bloodworms. That's when the trolls are out at night. Yep. But we troll the trolls. Yeah, they are hiding, huh? Yeah, I work second. I always work 3 to 11 too. Is that what you work, Ty? So I work 3 to 11, and I usually don't go to bed till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I get up about 10:30. Yeah, that's the thing. You have to have a whole lot of tubs to separate it if you got a whole bunch of babies. The freaks come out at night. That's us. That's us. What are the parameters of the fish being kept in that you're sending? Okay, the drape fin barbs are easy. I keep them about 78. They're kind of shy, so you want to have something in the tank with them, or they'll be ducking and hiding all the time. I put my adults. I have some ember tetras in with them, and they're out all the time now since I put the ember tetras in there. And my pH runs about 7.6 on all my tanks. And the Farlowella catfish, I cut my water with RO water, so the water's softer. I don't know exactly what it is, but I keep their water a little bit softer. And there's high flow in their tank, and they are between 72 and 74 degrees. So it's between 72 and 74 degrees with high flow, a little bit softer water, and they eat a lot. And I mean a lot. Like I feed almost a full can of green beans every night. Pea puffers are cute. I threw in some snails in your box, Candy, and Bob's box for you guys to feed your puffers. Some of the snails are pretty small. I just like scooped out handfuls of snails, so thought I'd give you each some snails. They'll probably be gone in a day, but you're getting some anyway. Oh, fajacos are cool. I would love to have a big puffer, but I just don't have room for a big tank. Yeah, they'd probably fit in just fine with them. If you have any algae in your tank, it's going to be gone like overnight. They'll eat the algae, and then you need to start giving them green beans. In the tank they're in, there's never any algae. The glass is always totally cleaned off and everything because they'll eat it all. Yep, I'm the snail collector. Oh, cheesecake topped with fresh strawberries. That does sound good. Dharma's huge. Yeah, I would love to get a big puffer. They are so cute. And the saltwater one that you have, the dog face puffer, is so cute. That's good, Melvin, that you're doing good with your live streams. I kill some snails too. It's like I should give them more calcium because my water is hard, but they really need more calcium than I've got. You guys will see when you get the snails I'm sending you. Some of them have kind of sad looking shells because I toss in like Tums when I think about it, but I don't do it often enough. So some of the bigger ones will start getting like white shells and stuff because they need more calcium. But like I say, I just grabbed handfuls and tossed in there for you. Tossed them in, wrapped them in paper towels and put them in a bag. I sent like part of them to Bob and part of them to Candy. Whoa, close to a foot long. I bet he's so cute. I love puffers. But like I said, I can't really have any of the bigger ones because I don't have big enough tanks. All my tanks are on the small side. My fish are hiding again. What are they doing? Hey, you guys. Come up here. Come over here. Come over here. Okay, where am I at on the chat? Suicidal neurite snail. You have kettle in your tank and they still die on you? Huh? Like I said, mine will they get real sad looking shells and I lose quite a few of them, but they breed so fast that I always have more than I need. Oh, that's cute, Bob. Going to feed axolotls, frogs, and possum. I love your possum too, Teresa. Yeah, I used to have a 75-gallon tank, but I don't have it anymore. The thing is, I kind of stick to smaller tanks because I don't know if my floor will support a big tank or not. I think I can, yep. I have too many snails. They breed like crazy. I scoop out handfuls and feed my turtles too, and I still have too many snails. Okay, somebody needs to come up with a story. Yeah, Teresa does have some cool pets. That possum is just so cute. It's not like our possums here in the States at all. Have I told you about the time I was abducted by a UFO? No. Let's spit it out. And Sharpies, this one time at band camp, let me guess, you fell and you hit your head and you were knocked out for 2 years. Yeah, pink snail in your pink sand tank. Yeah, I sent Jesse those pink snails. I didn't realize I was breaking the law when I sent them. Yeah, if I had the room, I would have so many different kinds of reptiles and all kinds of stuff. When my son was growing up, he was always getting like different kinds of lizards and stuff. Okay, I'm waiting for Joel to tell us about the time he got abducted. A misdemeanor due to old age. Hi, Gordon. Oh, you were joking? Okay. Oh, you can still come up with a good story, right? Yeah, if you make it up this way, Bob, you can film my rice fish. Your dinner's ready. Otherwise, you would have spun some shit. Yeah, probably. No spoon. Oh. Oh my gosh, Sharpie. Oh, you're just a walking disaster. That's all there is to it. Bob, your dream fulfilled. Yes, yes, you can come film my rice fish. Oh dear. Those are just they're coals from Blue Dreams. So there's a lot of black ones and a lot of black and blue ones and some light blue ones. There's even a few red ones in there. You're going to get some to ward off their power. Hey, that'll work, honeybee. Oh, I'm not going to try it, Nightbot. I don't want to eat fish food. No. No, no, no. But I'm going to be right back because I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit because it's getting cold. And I'm going to turn my water on so the pipes don't freeze. One looks like an orange-eyed tiger. I don't know. Like I say, they're just coals. There's a lot of them are black and a lot of them are black and blue. There's a lot of clear blue ones. There's a few purple ones in there too. Yep. Yep. Sharpies needs a full body cast with bubble wrap. Candy's got to take a tank from Priscilla. Oh, yeah, you're lucky, Sharpie. Yep. Yep. Definitely. You probably get lots of views, Jay. Pink is the new black. Goldfish do real well in a 40 breeder. That's what I have mine in, Priscilla. Oh, that's just gross. Fish Nightbot. Yuck. Oh, I love killies too, yeah. Yeah, mine are just kind of mongrel shrimp. I got some Blue Dreams that weren't very good quality, and they just kind of, like the first generation was mostly realies, and then they're just everything now. You could do 3 goldfish. Yeah, I wouldn't go over 3, Priscilla, but you could do 3. What I've read before is 20 gallons for the first goldfish and 10 gallons for each one after that. Now, there is fish tube police that'll say that that's not enough room, but they do fine. In fact, I'm going to end up with 4 pearl scales in my 40 breeder, and I figure if I once a week I change at least 80% of the water, so I think they'll be fine. A black Aranda, a calico Aranda, and a red capped Aranda. That's good choices. I used to keep nothing but Arandas, and I love them. And the black Arandas and the chocolate ones are really pretty, and the calico ones are neat, and the red ones will just shine. I mean, the red capped ones, the white on them will pick up all the colors in the tank and stuff, and they look really nice. I'm not going to try to pronounce that candy. I don't know if I'd put a canister on it unless you can really slow down the flow, because they aren't going to want a whole lot of flow because they're fat with long fins. I've got a sponge filter in each corner, and then I have a hang-on back, like a big hang-on back on it too. It's the only tank I have that I have a hang-on back on. It's because they are dirty, but like I say, I do large water changes on them too. Neon green lamp eye. Ooh, nice. Tell us a fish store story. I don't really have any fish store stories that I can think of right off the bat. With a deeper substrate for goldfish, I don't know if the deeper works or not, but I know I have, after years of keeping goldfish, I don't use gravel. Don't use gravel in a goldfish tank. For one thing, they can suck it in and get it stuck in their throat if it's small enough. But the main thing to me is they're kind of pigs, and all the food goes down in the gravel, and they can't get to it. Two Arandas would be fine. If you're going to do a 40 breeder, I'd probably do 3. They aren't like a schooling fish. They like company, but they don't need a whole bunch of fish with them to be happy. But like I say, after years of keeping goldfish, my pearl scale tank, I have sand in the bottom just because they can't choke on it, and the food won't get down in between the gravel. What fish are you looking at? Those are Daisy's rice fish. Nisi lost a fish to choking on the substrate. Yeah, if you have like small gravel, because goldfish are constantly picking through the substrate looking for food, and they can suck in a piece of gravel and get it stuck in their throat. But like I said, that's one of the reasons that I have sand. And the other reason that I have sand is because the food won't go through it and get, like, if you have gravel, the food's you're constantly going to be gravel siphoning because the food gets down in the gravel and they can't get to it. Bare bottom is good. A lot of people do bare bottom with goldfish. I personally don't, because of the fact that I figure the sand is more room for the beneficial bacteria to grow on. So that's and plus I actually have a planted tank. My goldfish are in a planted tank. So yeah, they are really pretty little fish. The males are the blue ones, and the females are the more orangish ones. Yeah, I've heard of people keeping a weather loach with the goldfish to clean up the bottom. But like I said, I had goldfish for so many years, and I decided that I'm never going to do gravel with them again because it just got too messy. The sand works pretty well, though, because they get the food. If it falls down, it doesn't fall through the gravel, and they end up finding it and eating it. They still poop a lot, but Like I said, I do large water changes every week on that tank too. And then plus it's the only tank I have that has a hang on back. All my other tanks just have sponge fillers in them. Hi, Nisi. That's where I have my 40 breeder with my goldfishes in my bedroom. And I love waking up in the morning and watching them because they get a lot of character. They get personality and a lot of character. And you're going to end up naming them because they all have their own personality. Oh, I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that before, Nisi, but yeah, so I probably, my son keeps telling me to get a loach to put in with them, but I haven't yet. Hillstream loaches would probably do okay with them because they like cooler water too. I can believe that. I hadn't really thought of that, but I could do that. You gave up on fancy goldfish because I found them harder work with water change. Yeah, you do have to do a lot of water changes because they do poop a lot. They eat a lot and they poop a lot. Well, like I say, I have a big sponge filter in each corner of the tank, and then I have a large, like a double waterfall hang on back on them too, like a penguin or something. The next $1 per gallon sale should be coming up like in March or April, I think. I want to go. I know there's one on now, but I can't get into town because my truck's not running right. But I'm hoping on the next one I'll be able to make it in because I want to get 2 more 40 breeders. Yeah, it'll end in February. Then there'll be another one this spring. I'm going to hit the one this spring. Yeah, the fancy goldfish are slow, Nisi. So if you have too many, some things in there that are fast, they're going to outcompete them. Or at least my pearl scales are really slow and derpy. But yeah, Priscilla, I'd totally recommend getting three goldfish and a 40 breeder. Works real well. Yeah, that's a long drive, Candy. The closest one to me is Cheyenne, and it's 60 miles. And with my truck needing some work on it, I can't go in there right now. It's too far. Plus, going over the pass this time of year is a nightmare. So I'll just wait till spring and I'll get them then. Oh, your Hillstream starved with your Daniels. Okay, I got it. Oh, thank you. Those are Daisy's rice fish. Floating plants, yeah. What I have in my goldfish tank that's floating is pennywort. You can plant pennywort in the gravel too, but it grows really well floating, and I have it in my goldfish tank. And then I have some dwarf Sagittarius and some of that Pogostemon octopus and some wisteria. Now the wisteria, they're chewing on a bit, so it's probably going to end up getting out of there, but the other plants are doing real well. Bye, honeybee. Thanks for stopping by. I love having you in here. Don't forget to send me your address so I can send you a sticker. Yeah, there's quite a few black shrimp in there. Like I say, they're kind of shrimp mutts. There's all different kinds of shrimp in there, all different colors. And there's pink snails and then the Daisy's rice fish. The red root floaters, I've had them. And I still have some, Priscilla, but they need a lot of light. Like way more light than I can give them. So mine are basically green. But the pennywort's pretty easy. Now, when you get it, I got some in the box for you, Priscilla. Some of the pennywort. But it doesn't ship real well. It gets kind of beat up. Like the leaves will look beat up and stuff. And just like drop it in a tank and just let it float and recuperate. It's going to probably look like shit when you open it up. But like I say, because it doesn't take shipping that well, but just drop it in a tank and leave it, and it'll start growing roots and start getting new leaves and stuff. The other thing about goldfish, Priscilla, is I use my goldfish to clean the red root floaters because somehow I got duckweed in with them, which is just a pain in the neck because I want the red root floaters, but I don't want the duckweed. So what I do is I'll scoop out a bunch of the mix of the duckweed and the red root floaters, and I'll drop it in the goldfish tank. And the goldfish will eat the duckweed, but they won't eat the red root floaters. So if I drop a whole bunch in there and wait a few days, then I've just got the red root floaters in there with no duckweed on them. I don't know if Ty's talking to me. Do I add any ferts? Yeah, I do add ferts to my goldfish tank because they poop a lot and there's a lot of waste, but they still need some of the plants still need some of the stuff that doesn't come with the waste, like the minerals and stuff. And then after it recuperates, Priscilla, then you can like plant one end of it or more of it down in the soil. It'll get like every place where there's a leaf joint, it'll get roots, and you can plant any of that, or you can just let it float. Either way. I know I've got you guys might end up with a little bit of duckweed on the plants I'm sending you. You'll have to kind of rinse them off because I have duckweed in most of my tanks right now that I got to get rid of. What's really weird, Fish Nightbot, is when I was moving duckweed, scooping up duckweed and giving it to the goldfish, I've got shrimp in the goldfish tank now, and they leave them alone. But just like the same ones that you're seeing in there, just the blue ones, they're in my goldfish tank now too. I think I've got shrimp in all my tanks. Oh, now that's a cool thing to just lift it out. My problem is like last time when I scooped out a whole bunch of duckweed out of my 40 breeder and took it and put it in my goldfish tank, I also managed to get 3 of my Kubota rasboras with the duckweed. They were evidently hanging at the top. So, yeah, your dog is missing. Did he get out? I hope he comes back. Yeah, I pretty much got duckweed in all my tanks. It's a pain in the ass. And then I have to like be so careful when I scoop it out because I get shrimp and I get fish. And I accidentally killed one of my rasboras one day because I was scooping out duckweed to make a gel, like a Repashy type gel food, homemade. And when I was going through it, I found one of my fish was in there that I hadn't seen, and it was dead. So that made me feel bad because I'd accidentally scooped it out with the duckweed. So now when I scoop out duckweed, I usually will put it in a tank or in a bowl or something and give it a little bit of time so I can check and make sure there's no shrimp or anything in it. Oh, no. I hope the pound didn't get him. Oh, I hope he comes back. Good night, Mark. Oh, they're smarter than you think, though. He might come back, but I hope you find him. That's upsetting. Buddy, if he gets out, he just like lays in the front yard and waits for me. Yeah. Hopefully he'll find his way home. Good night, Merritt. Thanks for stopping by. It's always fun to have you in here. Yeah, I know. It's like duckweed is like the herpes of the fish tanks. It's like every time I do anything in my fish tanks, I've got duckweed stuck all over me. Everybody's saying goodnight to Merritt. There's a black shrimpy. Okay, somebody needs to come up with a subject or a story. Story. I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't watched any videos yet today, so I'll probably catch up with it later on tonight. Oh, your cats were eating the duckweed? That's funny. I wish my cats would eat the duckweed. They'll get up and drink water out of my tanks, but they don't eat the duckweed. Yeah, your assassin snails would clean up my snails fast, I'm sure. I know my neighbor's little dog ran off one night, and I helped him. Like, we scoured the neighborhood and called, and like we looked everywhere for like an hour and a half. And we kind of were congregated in the front yard, and we heard his little doggy stuff tinkling as he came back home. And taking the other dog, yeah, that would help, because he would probably come to the other dog. Camping scary stories? Not really. There was a couple stories, but I told them in another live stream. And I can't repeat stories because Bob would tell me about it if I did. Oh, we're losing another one. Everybody's going to bed. Are you guys, if anytime you are ready to go to bed, let me know and we'll end the stream. But good night, PEMG. I don't know if Bob's still here or not. Haven't seen him for a little bit. He might have gone to bed. Has anyone been sprayed by a skunk? No. But I remember one night I had a puppy, and he is a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. And being as how he's a puppy, he wasn't house trained yet. So I'd locked him in the bathroom at night with a bed and stuff in there for him. And then I had my ears tuned to hear him whine if he needed to go to the bathroom. And I'd jump out of bed and run outside with him. And one night he was whining, and I jumped out of bed and opened up the bathroom door and ran for the back door with him. Threw open the back door. There was a huge skunk on the top step. Shut the back door and ran to the front door really quick. Your first night camping was on Friday the 13th. That's not a good idea. Okay, Niecy. Bob's ready to go to bed. Well, I don't blame you. I'm sure it's pretty late there. Okay, Jesse, take the other dog with you, and I sure hope you find him. Fingers will be crossed. Yep, good night, everybody that's going to bed. Oh, you're lucky, Teresa. Skunks are not the best thing. Yeah, I haven't been sprayed, but one night I was going to take the garbage out, and I opened up my door, and I have like a small mud room, and I don't always shut the door to the mud room, and I opened up the door and stepped out with the garbage, and I saw something move in the shadow, and I was like, must be one of the neighbor's cats. And then it dawned on me it was a skunk, and I just kind of went back in the house. Don't forget to hit the like. You need to appear coherent. Do you ever appear coherent, Bob? I'm not so sure about that. Oh, no, Candy. That's awful. The thing about skunks is they're kind of cute, but they're like, yeah, they're not real smart, but you don't want to get sprayed by one. Oh, swans can be really mean, especially those mute swans. Mute swans can be mean. How big of a tank do you need to have for a parrotfish? That's a question for somebody in here that keeps big fish, because I mostly keep nano-type fish. Yeah, geese can be mean too. Yep, we have faith in you, Bob. Just put on your coherent Bob face. Yeah, skunks do look adorable, but I've known a couple people that have had pet skunks that got them like descented, and they are really cute. So 55, someone says 55, and Bob says 40 at least. And Teresa says a 55. Yeah, I'm not the person to ask about big fish, because all my fish are nano fish. The biggest fish I have are my farlowellas, and they aren't real big. You got a 40 community. Swans are the mute swans are mean. If you the native swans, like the trumpeter swans and stuff, are not anywhere near as mean as mute swans. Mute swans are mean. Possums are cool. Yeah, I've had a baby possum before too. Orphan possum. Yeah, the mute swans are big birds, and they're mean. They're not native to here. And on the East Coast, the thing with the mute swans is they will find a waterway and they will live there forever. So people brought them over from England for their lakes and stuff, because once they establish themselves, they won't go anywhere. But they will also run off any other birds. So Like the trumpeter swans and the tundra swans you never see on the East Coast anymore, because that all of the East Coast has mute swans. And there's a certain point, like if you start coming west, where if you have any mute swans, or if you want to get mute swans for your lake, you have to have them sterilized, because they don't want them to spread to the West Coast. Because like I say, the trumpeter swans and the tundra swans are basically extinct on the East Coast because of the mute swans. I had a friend that had a pet raccoon too. It was absolutely adorable. I love that thing. I would love to have one. But I don't know if they'll even let you have them anymore because of rabies and stuff. I had a neighbor that had a hedgehog. It was pretty cute too. Are you going to bed, Jay? Good night. Possums have puppy breath. Yeah, I love raccoons. They can be hell on a fish pond, but yeah, they're cute. I used to have a outside swing when I lived in Portland, and I'd sit in my swing every night, and there was a family of raccoons that would jump up on the fence in between me and the neighbors and walk down the fence and then jump down and go over to a small pond. And I used to sit there at night and just wait for them because they were there every night. Oh, you don't sleep, Jay? I don't very often either. Tonight I got a few more fish to catch before I go to bed so I can finish sealing up the boxes that are going out tomorrow. Squirrels can be a pain in the neck, though. They are cute, Gordon, but oh my God, they can be, like if you want to have a bird feeder, they'll rob the bird feeder every time. Good night, Bob. I will be sending you a tracking number tomorrow, and I still got to send you the bill on PayPal, but I totally trust you, so I'll probably ship the fish before I send the bill. Jesse the monkey. Oh, yeah, squirrels can be ornery. That would be a funny film to watch. When I lived on Cape Cod, we had a lot of squirrels and also a lot of chipmunks. I've got pictures of Megan, like holding out, like just holding real still and holding a handful of seeds, and the chipmunks would come up and eat out of her hands. The Cult of Planning, I can't find. Must be a game. I don't know anything about it. Yep. Squirrels are bad. Yeah. Oh, Priscilla, one time at this little pull-off area up on the mountains above Red Lodge in Montana, when you start up the mountain pass there, there's there's a huge mountain pass there, Beartooth Mountains. But there's a little pull-off area that the tourists always stop at, and there's a lot of chipmunks there that, take handouts. And I've got some pictures of the fattest chipmunk that I have ever seen in my life before. eating a piece of pizza. And he's so fat that his stripe even goes crooked on him. And he's like twice the size of a normal chipmunk and just huge with this big crooked stripe down his side. The skunks will dig through the trash here if you don't get it out right away. I found that out the hard way. Like if I step out the door and set my trash out to take over to the dumpster later, bad idea. The skunks will get into it. Yeah, it was a pizza-loving chipmunk. I've got some photographs of it there. It's absolutely hilarious. I have never seen such a fat chipmunk in my life before. Hi, Pond. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. You missed all the stories for the night. Now we're just kind of bullshitting, which is the most fun ever. I don't know what that is, Priscilla. Murmeltier? I don't know what that is. You hate the moon. Why do you hate the moon? Yeah, I'm not overly fond of rats. Oh, little mountain critters. Huh. Yeah, I got some good photographs of that chipmunk. Unfortunately, no video, but I got photographs. And he's so cute and so fat. Oh, marmots. Yeah, I've seen marmots before. Oh, full moon. Yeah. So you don't hate the moon, you hate full moons. Full moon stuff is real. I worked at a nursing home before, and full moon is like the worst time. The worst time. And I've heard police officers say that too. Full moon nights are really bad. So are you going to moon us, Joel? It would not surprise me, Candy. Yes, I did, Sharpie. More than a full moon. I was squealing and dancing. Yeah, it must be the full moon. Well, I'll be right back because I have to make a cigarette because the 2 cigarettes that I have sitting here are soaked with Bailey's because I spilled it. So if I try to smoke them, I'm just going to be sucking in Bailey's, and that does not sound good. Yes, I have Bailey's. I know Priscilla doesn't like Bailey's. I was at work and it was busy. I couldn't even step outside to see if I could see the blood moon. Okay, I'm going to be right back. Don't say anything. Oh, if you try to pack a cigarette in a hurry, you're going to mess up every time. Just the way it is. I'm trying to catch up now. So if someone shows you their ass, you are scared? Gordon. Mine would be scary. Well, it might be okay when it dries, but right now it's like the filter's soaked in Bailey's. So if I try to suck on it, I'm going to get cold Bailey's in my mouth. So that's not a good thing. I've had that small bottle of Bailey's for like 2 weeks now because I just add it to my coffee at night. Hi, Mark. You are up early, but you missed all the stories. Caleb calls me pancakes. Why would he do that, Candy? That's funny. Why does he call me pancakes? Oh, yeah. I hope that the car and her's okay, Mark. It's miserable out here right now, too. When I came home from work last night, it was like either stay in the middle of the bridge where it's like super icy, or if you get off to the sides, it was like blowing snow and snow drifts, and it pulled the tires. So, yeah. Good, no damage. Yeah, my trip home from work last night was like 35 miles an hour the whole way. Hi, JC. Blueberry pancakes with cinnamon toast. That does sound good. I still got to eat dinner, but I've been busy all day packing up fish to get in the mail tomorrow. And I still have a few more to catch because some of them are pains in the neck. Yeah, if it's soft enough snow. But it's still not fun to flip them. Pancakes, yeah. Oh, that's funny. I don't think I've ever been called pancakes before. Oh, is that what started all the talk about pancakes? I worry about somebody else hitting me when it's snowing outside. I don't worry too much about myself because I've driven in the snow so much and I've got a truck. But I worry about, because I live in a college town and there's a lot of kids driving around that don't really know what they're doing. And I worry about one of them hitting me. It's just cold here. It snowed all day yesterday and last night. Well, yeah, you should get her a 4x4. That's what I drive. And I'm an old lady. A very old 4-wheel drive. Yeah, it's 10 degrees right now, which is warmer than a lot of times, but it's still cold. Are you a vampire, Jay? Teresa. I don't know, Mark. You could find an old truck. I have a 95 Ford F-150 four-wheel drive with 283,000 miles on it. Yeah, new trucks are expensive. Okay, Nightbot, I'm not going to answer that. Well, you guys, it's been about 3 hours. What do you think? Cook me some food. I have some ham in the crock pot, but I haven't eaten yet today. I'll have to eat when I get it done. They ease out angelic air. Yep. Okay, a little bit longer, Candy. Yeah, it did go by fast. Huh? I was kind of surprised when I figured out and see I've been on for 3 hours. Well, then you guys need to think of a story. Because I told lots of stories already. It's 12:56 here right now, Mark. But Wyoming's kind of mountain time, so the people on the East Coast, you can add 2 hours to that. It's been 2 hours? No, I started at 10 and it's almost 1 o'clock now. So that's 3 hours, Priscilla. You got a math. Maths are hard, yes. Oh, the pop-up paper book. You got to, should I tell that story? I think everybody in here has already heard the story, though, because I told that first with the pop-up sex education book. Oh, my God. Oh, Priscilla, you didn't hear about that? I think it was the first thing I told when I came on. Yeah. It was when Megan was in, she was a freshman and she had to take sex education, which she did not want to do because it was like in health class and it was boys and girls together. So she was kind of embarrassed. So she came home one night. It was like Monday, and I knew that she'd had sex education that day. So I asked her how her sex education book or how her sex education class went. And she told me, "Oh my God, Mom." And I was like, "What?" And she said the teacher had, for the freshmen in high school for sex education, she had a pop-up book, a pop-up sex education book, which immediately made me start laughing. And I asked her if there was a pop-up penis, and she said yes. So she had a pop-up sex education book with a pop-up penis in it. But what was even funnier was the teacher decided to use the pop-up book to show the kids how to properly put on a condom. So Yeah. So anyway, so she used the pop-up to show the kids how to put a condom on. And by this time I was cracking up, and Megan wasn't done yet. She said, "There's more." And I said, "What? What?" And she's like, "The teacher then decided to show the kids how to remove the condom, how to properly take a condom off." I don't know, Priscilla. But anyway, when she was taking the condom off of the pop-up book, she accidentally ripped the penis out of the book. Oh my God. I was like rolling on the floor laughing. Oh God. And I told her that the poor boys in the class would probably never use a condom their whole lives. They were permanently scarred. Yeah, I love the pop. I don't know who thought, I mean, think about it. Who thought that a pop-up sex education book was a good idea? Who thought of that? Who made that? Yeah, Joel. 500 births by the year 2100. Yep. But anyway, yeah. So that was the first story I told tonight. So some of you have heard it twice, I know. I know, Priscilla. I was like literally laughing. She was telling me this, and I was literally laughing so hard I had tears streaming down my face. Seriously, Rob, it's on Amazon? The pop-up sex education book? I don't think I'll order one. I wonder how well they sell. Hi, Simple Fish Life. Well, anybody who orders one, don't put a condom on it. Buy one and do a live review. Oh, no, I don't think so. Like I say, when she was telling me about it, she was like embarrassed, and I started laughing as soon as she said there was a pop-up book. And by the time she got done telling me, both of us were just like rolling on the floor laughing. Does the book come in different sizes? Oh my God. I don't know. You need the book for the ride home on the bus. Oh my God. I wonder if it's a bestseller. It's seriously though, who thought of something like that? Who would think of doing a pop-up sex education book for kids? Yeah, rock, paper, and scissors. Oh dear, Sharpie. A genius, obviously. I don't know. Oh, it's a bestseller? Oh my God. I used to have a book that I really loved that was, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's a roadkill cookbook. And it's absolutely fantastic. I used to have it. I'll have to get it again sometime because it's pretty good. It's kind of semi-serious with the recipes, but the descriptions and stuff, even the names of the recipes, like, or there's one called Dots and Duck. And there was another one that was armadillo on the half shell. It was pretty good. Don't bring that book to church. It'll catch on fire. It's a good bedtime story book, right? Yeah, the Roadkill Cookbook. If you ever see that, you should grab it because it's really funny. A pop-up Viagra book? No, no, no. Pop-up book sales are going through the roof right now. Yeah, they should give me like an affiliate link for that. Really? Yeah, $7.99 for the. Yeah, you. If any of you want to get a good book, that Roadkill Cookbook is really good. I don't have any new fish right now. I be broke. Dan's fish has a lot of fish that I want, but I be broke right now, so I'm trying to resist everything until I get everything. Well, like I say, what I want to do is get all my ducks in a row and go back to painting full time and quit my day job. So I'm trying to get everything caught up and get all my ducks in a row and go for it. So do you want to play with my balls? Yeah. A pop-up fish book species profile. That's a good idea. I think that Priscilla needs to make the color book that she's been talking about. I think that's a fantastic idea, a fish color book. What's the best book that you've ever read? I don't know on me. I like. Yeah, Priscilla, you need to make a color book. A fish color pop-up book. There was a big fuss when I was on Cape Cod because one of the McDonald's got in the wrong shipment, and there was packs of different colors of condoms in the Happy Meals. Seriously, there was condoms in the Happy Meals. And there was a big to-do about that. Hi, Carson. I like H.P. Lovecraft. He's a good author. And Edgar Allan Poe. But speaking of kids' books, you know that there's a have you guys heard of The Wiggles? It's like a kids show in England, I think. But I used to have one of their songs was on my ring for my I used it for my ringtone, and it was like they were singing like I've got the clap, how about you? And I had it on my ringtone for a long time. And when I first put it on there, I was at Walmart with my daughter, Courtney. Oh, they're Aussies. Okay. Anyway, they've got that one. I've got the clap. How about you? So I had that as my ringtone. And I was in Walmart and there was a long line. We were standing in a long line. And I looked at Courtney and I said, I dare you to call me. And she's like, I'm not going to call you, Mom. And I was like, I double dare you to call me. And she's like, no. And she took her phone and she shoved it into her purse. And as soon as she shoved it in the purse, my phone started ringing and singing, I've got the clap, how about you? And everybody in line started laughing. And Courtney was like, because she had like basically butt dialed me when she shoved her phone in her purse. So she was like digging through her purse trying to shut her phone off. And everybody in line, both sides of the line, were laughing their heads off. And she was turning all red. Yeah, it was pretty funny. You know that song, Teresa? Yeah. I had it like, I remember one time I was like having a meeting with a gallery owner about carrying my work and my phone started ringing and I was like turning red and shutting it off real fast, but they thought it was pretty funny. I would still have it on my phone, except the phone I have now won't let me upload my own ringtone on it. Oh, exploring the rainforest would be absolutely cool. Oh, you found it, Carson? Yeah, that was my ringtone. My son had a ringtone that was from some game. It was like a lady's computer type voice going, telling him to answer the phone, answer the phone. It's like, aren't you going to answer your phone? No wonder you don't have any friends. It was pretty funny too. Oh, Teresa, I'm sorry. It was a great ringtone though. Nobody else had it, so I always knew when my phone was ringing. But yeah, that was so funny with my daughter because when she shoved the phone in her purse, she goes, I win, haha. And she shoved her phone in her purse and my phone started ringing. Oh, that was one of those perfect moments. Hi, Marsh. Oh, a coloring book with conservation, like all Caris fish and stuff. That would be super cool. I remember another time I stepped out of the car at my house. It was with Courtney, my daughter Courtney. And my phone started ringing in my purse. And I was like digging through my purse and I couldn't find it. Couldn't find my phone. And it was ringing. And I must have hit the button when I was digging for it because I heard my son's voice saying, hello, hello. So I like opened up my purse and I was talking into my purse. Hello, Tucker. My daughter goes, Mom, the neighbors are going to think you're fucking crazy. Yes, Priscilla, we need to have a coloring book. I bet you'd sell a lot of them. Not just for kids, but for the adults too. Yeah, the neighbors already knew I was crazy. That's for sure. Oh my God, I was outside like pulling weeds and stuff one time. This was in Montana, in a little town. Candy knows where it is. It's a little town called Huntley. And it is the most redneck little town in the world, I swear to God. Cowboys, lots of cowboys. But anyway, I was out pulling weeds and I saw this truck go by with a stock tank in the back. And I saw him going real slow. He was like looking at addresses. I knew he was looking for somebody. And I saw him go up and down the street a couple times. And pretty soon he stopped. The guy came walking over and he asked me if I knew these people. And I said, hey, I just moved here and I don't know any of the neighbors. And he says, oh, sure, you know him. She's a short little lady and he's an old redneck. And I just looked at him. I said, huh, imagine that, a redneck in Montana. He just kind of looked at me for a minute, then burst out laughing. But yeah. Yep, a little town called Huntley. This town was so backwards. Megan was out, she was in the 6th grade. And they were out on recess. And it started raining. And somebody said, April showers bring May flowers. And Megan said, what do May flowers bring? And everybody stopped and looked at her. And she said, the pilgrims. Which is kind of a cute joke, right? Except with all of these kids in the 6th grade in Huntley, Montana, not one of them knew who the pilgrims were. Seriously. They did not, 6th grade, and they did not know who the pilgrims or the Mayflower was or any of that stuff. You got a New Zealand, Huntley? I wouldn't even know how to say that, Sharpie. Yep, we're looking at Daisy's rice fish. It's like the short end of a 10-gallon tank. Joel retracted his message. Are rice fish endangered? I didn't know that. Huh. So I'm keeping carefish and I didn't know it? Okay, I'm going to be right back. Hang on. Sluts Hole Lane, huh? There's a creek in Oregon called S Creek, S period Creek. You know it's really called Shit Creek, but they can't put it on the map. Okay, what is going on with the fishies and Lucas? What did Marsh get? Must be something good. Oh, nice. Okay. There's some towns when you cross from Oregon into Idaho. There's a little group of little tiny towns that's kind of clustered together. And one of them's, what's the common name of my rice fish? They're Daisy's rice fish. But there's a little group of towns. One of them is Fruitland, and there's Gayville, and another one. But I decided when I was living in Oregon, and I was 19, and the drinking age in Idaho at the time was 19. It was 21 in Oregon. So I so anyway, I decided to go with one of my friends. We were going to go drinking in these little towns. And we decided beforehand that we were going to hit every bar in the towns and have one drink, which sounds really good. But number one, when you're 19 and you go into a bar and sit down and order a drink, all of a sudden you have like 20 drinks sitting in front of you because every guy in the bar buys you a drink. And number two, if you're going to do something like that, do not pick Singapore slings as the drink that you're going to have at every bar in town. Especially when you get a whole bunch of them put in front of you. It was not a good night. The last bar we were at, I ended up like laying on the floor curled up in front of the toilet in the bathroom for hours. I noticed Pam move all over the US. Yeah, I have. I have been in a lot of places. I grew up in Oregon. And I've lived in Oregon and Washington, California, Texas, Cape Cod, which is quite a long ways away from here, and then Montana and Wyoming and Colorado. Yeah, I was talking to Ralph. My friend had to drive my car home. She had some guys carry me out to my car and throw me in the back seat. Are you leaving, Carson? She had these guys put me in the back seat, and then she was driving, and she would like hit me once in a while and ask me how to shift because it was a stick shift. Good night, Carson. Yep, praying to the porcelain god. Yeah, we used to call it talking to Ralph. Which I've done many times. But not anymore. I'm old now. Always use pencil before pen. That totally makes sense. Calling the dinosaurs. Yep. Thanks, Ty. That's right, Candy. Yeah, me too, Sharpie. Way too many of them. Way too many of them. Another time, if you guys want to hear a funny one, was when I was living in Baker, Oregon. And my neighbors wanted me to go out with them, but I wasn't 21 yet. I was like 19. And I told them it'd be fine because I always would walk right past the people checking ID, and they never checked my ID. So I told them it would be okay. They were still a little bit worried because there was only 2 good places to go out drinking and dancing on the weekends, and they didn't want to get kicked out. But they took me along, and the neighbor lady loaned me this black slinky dress to wear. But it was a little bit tight on me, so she loaned me like a full bra and girdle thing that was one piece. So I had that on, and we went out, and this guy sat down at the table with us and started buying me drinks. And he bought me drinks all night long, and I got pretty drunk. And I had to go to the bathroom. And in order to go to the bathroom, I had to totally take off the dress and the bra one-piece girdle thing. And I was really drunk. So I got done doing what I had to do, and I couldn't get myself dressed again because it was a one-piece thing. And I was drunk. And I was sitting in the bathroom stall with all my clothes, like I was totally naked with the bra thing down at my ankles and the dress and everything. And I was sitting in the bathroom stall laughing my ass off. And this lady came in the bathroom and asked me if there was something wrong. And I told her, and she came in and helped me get dressed. Oh. So yeah, it was pretty funny. And what was really funny is I found out on the way home, after we left the bar, the guy that sat down and bought me drinks all night was the owner of the bar. Yeah, Priscilla, it was like one of those embarrassing moments, but it struck me as funny. I was just